my beautiful friends, and welcome to your hidden talents told to me by your spirit guides, or sometimes my guides as well will jump in. This is the pick a card for you if you clicked on this video that is going to reveal to you the talents that maybe you're not as privy to, or it may also help you realize maybe talents that you know you have that have been ignored that maybe need to be acknowledged again. So if you're familiar with pick a cards, go ahead and head to the timestamps down below. I will be adding candles to these and letting you select from there as well. So if you just want to stick around for a moment for your candle, then please do so. But if you're new to pick a cards, basically what you're going to want to do is take a moment to focus on each card. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And basically, you want to either focus on the numbers, you can use your intuition, even from the thumbnail. A lot of people will do that for the video, the picture on the video, they'll just choose one from there. You can also look at the timestamps down below and see in the timestamps if your lucky number is present. I know a lot of people do it that way, myself included. And just a few things to keep in mind with this pick a card is, number one, this is a generalized reading. I do not currently offer private readings, but this is a generalized reading. So there's a lot of messages that I'm channeling from spirits. And so for some of you, one card is going to resonate. And for some of you, the entire reading is going to resonate. The second thing I want you to know is you're never going to choose wrong. And if you feel called to multiple piles, you can also choose multiple piles. Some people actually listen to the entire video, all 4 readings, and then they will choose after the fact which one they feel most resonated with them. So it's really all up to you. Just know you're never going to choose wrong. And even if you clicked on this video, something is here for you. The reason that it showed up in your feed today is because Spirit wanted you to see it. You cannot perceive that which you are not a vibrational match for. So know that something in your vibration is linking you here, and there is something here for you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and put the candles on. All right, so here we have a pink candle, a yellow candle, a blue candle, and another pink candle. And I do choose these at random with my intuition. So Spirit kind of guides me on which ones to choose for which piles. So you could take a moment now to focus on the cards or the candles and choose based on that. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Be sure to check the timestamps to get to your appropriate reading. All right, pile number 1. If you chose this pile, then this is going to be your hidden talents revealed to you from spirits. And what we like to do in my readings, if you are new, the first thing we always do is set an intention candle. So if you chose this pile, you got a pink candle. And pink candles actually represent self-love. They also correspond to the planet Venus. And if you know anything about astrology, Venus actually rules over the sign of Taurus and the sign of Libra. So looking at pink, it is such a soft, innocent, gentle, loving energy. You can choose to set any intention with this candle that you want. You don't have to go based on the colors, but I would encourage you to choose something that you want to bring into your life, whether it is the intention of love, a certain person, maybe one of those astrological placements that I mentioned, maybe a little bit more self-love, self-discovery, or you could go with literally anything. It could be a physical material item, just something that you want to bring into your life, and go ahead and choose something. And once you have that, let's go ahead and just take a deep breath on that together. So I'm going to choose something too. I'm going to put my hand right over my heart, and I'm just going to take a big deep belly breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. So let's just go ahead. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and light this for you. And as this burns, first of all, I want to point out that the candle flame was very strong initially. There are sometimes candle flames that they will start out really small. So some of you may already be on the journey of self-love, or what this tells me is that you're already on your way. Whatever it is that you're trying to call into your life, you've already done a significant step in this, even if it's been on an unconscious level or in the astrals. Maybe while you've been dreaming, I'm hearing from spirit that you have already made steps towards this thing or this person or this feeling. And this candle is actually burning really big, in my opinion. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign that your manifestation is going to come in relatively quickly. Now, we like to leave the candles in frame in our videos because sometimes our spirit guides will interact with the flame while we read, or something about it will shift. So I like to leave those in the reading as we go. And we're going to go ahead and see pile number 1, what spirit wants you to know about your hidden gifts or talents. So first and foremost, we have the Page of Swords. I'll try to get these to line up nicely. I just wiped this table down and I feel like the table's a little slick. We have the Sun card. Oh, come on. We also have the 7 of Cups. Oh, this is so beautiful. And the 10 of Pentacles. All right. So what this tells me about your hidden talents, pile number 1, is number 1, you have the true gift of gab, because the Page of Swords, it can be a little bit immature. Sometimes maybe you say things without speaking, but because we're talking about gifts here, you actually do possess the gift of gab. You can make any person feel at ease in your company. And this actually might be a really big indication to you that something that you do, you need to use your speaking voice. And you might be someone that's like, oh my God, I don't want to public speak. That sounds horrible. This isn't just public speaking. There are so many things that require your voice. What I'm doing right now requires my voice. You can do voiceovers. You can do commentary. You could be a voice actor. You can do singing. You can be somebody that just goes into the realm of counseling because your voice is soothing to listen to. So I do feel like you do definitely have a hidden talent in your voice. Now, we also have the Sun card, which what I'm really hearing from spirit with this Sun card is that whatever your talents, your hidden talents are, they're actually not meant to be hidden. This is something that you are meant to use your talents really brightly and boldly. And the reason I say this, excuse me, is because when we talk about the Sun, we can't really talk about this card without talking about the Moon. The Moon card usually is hidden things. It's things that we don't see, because at night when you think about the moon, you can't really do a lot by moonlight because it's too dark without like some extra light, right? But the Sun, you can do almost anything in the light of day and see it very clearly. And so to me, what this is really telling us is that your hidden talents are meant to be shown to the world. They're meant to be shared with the world. Whatever you are doing and how you're expressing yourself, it could be something that, like I said, even just as simple as using your voice, you're meant to do it in a way that projects in a way that people can see it. So I hate to break it to you, if you chose this pile and you're someone that just wants to live a little like quiet life, not speaking to anyone, this is probably not going to be your gifts are meant to go beyond that. So I don't feel like you're someone that is meant to live a really small, quiet life away from civilization, or, and this is something I'm hearing from spirit right now as well. You're not meant to hide yourself away. You are meant to express yourself really loudly. Now we also have the 7 of Cups, and I feel like you are also someone, many of you, your talents, you are like literally a free spirit. You are someone that you have many talents that you've been blessed with. There's not just one thing that you're optimally really good at. You're actually really good at multiple things, because the 7 of Cups is kind of like a wild card in tarot, in my opinion. And it leads us down many different paths. And granted, all of us have the ability to go down different paths and have many different ways of being or living. But I feel like you in particular, you have so many things that it might actually be hard for you to nail down one level of craftsmanship that you just like really excel at or really feel called to do, because you're like, oh, but I also like this and this and this and this and this. And so I'm here to tell you right now that Spirit is telling me there is a way to take all of the talents that you have and put them into like at least an avenue. It might not be all the same exact thing, because honestly, especially if you're someone that is meant to make money from your talents, which I'll get to that in a moment, it looks like you are. If you're someone that's meant to make a lot of money from your talents, it's actually better not to put yourself in a box and to have multiple streams of income. So it's actually really great that you have multiple talents. Like, I don't want that to stress you out or overwhelm you. It makes it to where you're able to achieve even more than you thought you could. So moving on to the 10 of Pentacles. First of all, many of you are gifted with finances. Many of you are gifted with being able to manage your finances really well and even help others manage their finances. And you are definitely blessed with this gift to accumulate money. And it's like your talents are so great and so many that you have the power to accumulate actual wealth from the things that you create and the things that you do and the talents that you have. Like, and this isn't little money to me. The 10 of Pentacles is big money. This is money for like a generational line. This is not just like the money that you're going to have in this lifetime. It's going to like help future generations that potentially come from you or other people. Like, it's so much abundance that comes to you because of your talents that you're able to help others. So I also feel that many of you, oh, do you see that? Spirit said, holla if you feel like you're somebody who is not in alignment with abundance right now. Spirit said, you better listen. Did you see how, like, usually when the candle flickers like that, like there's no draft in here. And I make sure of that when I make these videos. So when the candle moves like that, it's very telling that something's trying to tell us something. So with the 10 of Pentacles, though, I really do feel that you are meant to make money from your talents. This is like, you are someone that you're not made for the normal 9 to 5. Well, I mean, you could make yourself work 9 to 5 for yourself, but I really do feel like one of your talents is in entrepreneurship. And for some reason, I'm hearing from Spirit that like giving advice to others might also be a strong suit. This is why I said counseling in the beginning. One of your talents is to counsel other people and help them through their predicaments in life. So let's go ahead and see what else we have for you. So we do have number 39, which turns into 12, which turns into 3. If you are, any of those are your lucky number, I like to kind of give the numerology. We have romantic love. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with the reflection of a conscious lover. So you might even be someone that you might be the friend in your life or the family member in your life that, like, when people have relationship issues or they're going through issues with their relationships, you're the person that they reach out to. You're the person that can have an open mind and actually help someone. That's actually one of your talents. And you also, through this life, your talents might actually be better expressed alongside a partner. Now, I don't want you to get the wrong impression and think that you are not whole and complete on your own, because you absolutely are. And we need to like get this message into the collective unconscious that you don't need somebody else to be your other half. You are not a half. You are a whole, all on your own. And it's so much more beautiful when you do couple up with someone, when you are both consciously whole individuals instead of trying to make the other person fit like a yin yang thing. So I do feel that many of your talents are going to express themselves, though, alongside a partner. They might open you up to more and vice versa. You may even go into business together with your partner and have this like divine cosmic love between you, but also this business between you. So we also have a magic, number 31, which condenses to 4. And that says, the frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move forward, to move toward possibilities and expressions that are as grand and profound as we can imagine. All that is required in our belief all that is required is our belief in the manifestation. So, something that I'm hearing right now from Spirit is some of you feel like you're not good at anything. Some of you that chose pile number 1, you need to actually give yourself more love and respect and know that everybody has divine gifts. You are magic. Stardust literally flows through the blood in your body, and that is a true scientific fact. We literally are made of stardust. We have stardust in our blood. And you truly are magical. Your talents are available to you even now. You might not see them, but you are magic. And all you need to do is set the intention that you will come to know and understand your talents, and they will show up. And I feel like that's really the message I'm getting with this. Some of you also might be very talented at magic. Magic is real. Magic is real. And those that believe that it is real will find it. Some of you actually have a natural talent for magic, and maybe your talent will be making oils, lotions, potions, and selling them, making a business for yourself. I really am feeling a strong pull in pile number 1 that you are definitely talented at running your own business. If that's something you've considered, you will have a natural knack for it if you're not already doing it. So I love that. That's gorgeous energy. Now, we also have for you the 5th house of creativity. And we have the 11th house of friends. Ooh, see, I really feel like you are a very supportive. One of your talents is just being a support system in yourself. Like, you are someone that has the talent, and it is a talent. Like, it is something that everybody, I think, can possess if they work on it. But for some of you, your divine gift is this. Your divine gift is you are able to be a supportive person. You don't listen to respond, you listen to listen. And I'm really hearing counselor extremely strongly. I don't know if many of you are considering like a path in psychology and that's what's going on, but I feel like you really have the, and it doesn't mean that you're going to go down this path of being a psychologist or a coach or anything like that. One of your talents is just being a friend. And I know that we can all say that we're a friend to someone, right? But I feel like to be a true friend, you have to have unconditional love for the other person. And that means that there is nothing that that person can do that is going to stop you from loving them. And obviously not in a toxic way. But there are certain things that you do have to protect yourself, but you can still have love. And I feel like you're someone that maybe came into this world naturally open to unconditional love. I mean, we all did, but many of us will lose that as we kind of age into adulthood. And I feel like you are someone that has never lost that. You are someone that one of your talents is being in the vibration of unconditional love. And all of us can tap into it, but you are exceptionally sensitive to it. And it makes you a better friend. It makes you someone that is able to be more supportive to help the people around you. And I have to tell you something, pile number 1, that Spirit is saying to me now. You have the ability to change the world. Like, ooh, I'm getting a little bit emotional. It's okay. You have the ability to change the world, because even if you are just helping your community, your friends, your family, the people that are closest to you, what you are doing, pile number 1, is you are creating a ripple effect in people. You are the ripple. You are the rock in the pond that has gotten thrown, and that's going to ripple out to every person that you touch. You might even consider that you might be someone who is like a rainbow child. You are someone that, and if you don't know about that, I plan to do videos on it in the future, talking about crystal children, rainbow children, indigo children. You might be someone that just your presence alone literally lifts people up. You don't even have to do anything. One of your hidden talents I'm hearing is that you are able, like, your vibration is just on such a level that you don't even have to speak. People just feel differently around you. And I'm sure all of us have met someone like that. I know I have, where it's like you invite someone to your get together and it's like, wow, I'm really glad that person came. Like they just have such an energy about them. And the 5th house of creativity, This is beautiful to me. You have a talent in creativity. You have a talent, and it doesn't mean drawing. I feel like a lot of times when we say creativity, it's like, oh, like I can't draw and I can't sing, and like that's the end of it, or I can't paint. But ultimately, creativity, all of us have the divine energy of creativity within us, but you have a natural talent for creativity. And that can be a myriad of things. That can be cross stitching. That can be quilting, that can be singing, that can be painting, that can be drawing, that can be creating food. Maybe you want to be a chef. That can be an art. Cake decorating is an art. You have this natural gift of creativity within you. Even if you're not somebody that sees projects to the end, you are someone that you have a beautiful imagination that creates beautiful things. And the last two cards I have for you, we have Sauvage. I want to say Savage because that's what it looks like it says. And it says, she who is wild, untamed, wild, and mysterious. So we have this card. Didn't they tell you I was a savage? And then we have Yelena, which is she who knows wisdom, clarity, and resolution. So again, I'm hearing this strong message of you are truly a supporter. You truly are someone that you're a problem solver. And that, like, even if you're in the realm of counseling or helping others and that's your talents, it's not that you need to solve problems for people. Some of you, that is true. And counseling would probably not be the area I would recommend you go into. But for some of you, you have this ability to see resolutions for others, to offer resolutions that others can put into practice for themselves. The reason I say is maybe not counseling if you intend to solve problems is a lot of times with counseling, people think that they need to go into like therapy because they need to be fixed. And ultimately, therapy does not fix you because you're not broken. Therapy allows you to see that you're not broken and it helps you to unbecome all of these things that you are not. It's actually kind of a misconception. I feel like with therapy and therapists, we're not here to, I say I don't know why. I think it's because I'm actually starting a program where I'm going to be going to school for psychology. I'm really excited about it. But I feel that many that feel called to that field, like, that's a misconception. We're not there to fix others. We're there to help them remember who they are. And I feel like that's something that you have the power to do. And now with this Savage card, which is what we're going to call it, even though I'm pretty sure that's not how you say that. Like I said earlier, this really calls back to that Seven of Cups. You are a wild, untamed soul. You are someone, your talents are many. You don't have just one. You are multi-talented. And honestly, like, when people say like you're a triple threat, where it's like you can sing, you can act, and you're pretty or something like that. I don't actually know what being a triple threat is. It's something on that level though, where it's like you have like the big main three of like going into acting or singing. I feel like you're like a quadruple threat. Like you have so many talents that like it's beyond that. It's beyond three. So that is what I have for you, pile number one. Please do not forget to claim your blessing here. I'm going to let that continue to burn out for you off camera so that the message the intention will come back to you, go out into the universe and come back to you. And, I list all of these cards down below in the order that they appear if you want to get them for yourself. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I am at Kloee Taylor. And lastly, if this message spoke to you or called to you or you felt like you got something from it and you are able to, I do have tip links down below. I have a Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal, and I do not expect that from you, but if you are able and want to, it is always appreciated. Many of the decks that I purchase is because of you. I just got new candle holders for you because of the generosity that you've given to me. So it is always appreciated, but again, I do not expect it. So thank you so much, pile number one. I love you. Remember that when you stand up in your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. And I will speak to you again soon. Bye. Hello there, my beautiful pile number 2. If you chose this pile, this is going to be your hidden talents revealed to you from spirits. And the first thing we always like to do in my readings is set an intention candle together. So today's candle is yellow if you chose this pile, and yellow corresponds to the astrological sign of Gemini. Yellow also corresponds to communication, in my opinion, because Gemini is a master communicator. And also, yellow corresponds to our solar plexus chakra. This is the chakra that helps us with personal power, perseverance, and also manifesting abundance to a degree. I would say green and yellow can kind of both be used for abundance because of that chakra correspondence. But more often than not, yellow also corresponds to the element of air, and because of that, this can also be all air signs: Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. And this is a really good candle if you are trying to manifest speaking to somebody, having a conversation go smoothly, having an interview go smoothly. Maybe you have an interview for a job, I'm hearing some of you, but you can set any intention you would like to with this candle. It doesn't have to be anything that I mentioned, but go ahead and choose something. It could be a material item, a feeling you want to embody, a person that you're trying to connect with, or a place you want to go, whatever it is that you want to bring into your realm at this time. Go ahead and just choose something and put your hand over your heart, and we're just going to take a deep breath on that intention. So in through your nose and out through your mouth. So we'll do that together now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and light this up for you. And oh my. That flame. Okay, so I'm sure all y'all saw that, but the flame started out really small and actually almost went out. And what this says to me is that whatever you set intention for, pile number 2, you might be at the point now where you feel like it's never going to happen, where you're kind of doubting your own power to manifest things. And I say that because it literally almost snuffed out. Like, you're at the point where you have wished and wanted this thing so badly that you feel like you're at the point where it's like, what is even the point of continuing to hope for this thing? And I want you to know, pile number 2, that you are so close to a breakthrough, because that candle recovery was like that. And now we have a nice strong flame that is definitely giving us a lot of wiggle. There's no draft in here, so we've got a lot of good energy coming in, and I feel like this is a relatively good sized flame. It's not massive, it's not, I would say it's above average for sure. Like when these candles burn normally and they're just extremely still, when we're not communicating with spirit guides, I feel like the flame usually is a lot smaller, like maybe like a third less big than it is right now. And I will say, I feel like this is a pretty large flame, all things considered. So you literally are right on the tipping point. So don't give up on yourself, pile number 2, and claim that blessing. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up here so we can still see it in the reading. And let's go ahead and see, pile number 2, what your hidden talents are from spirit. So we do have the 9 of Wands. We have the 5 of Cups. We have the 8 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. Wow. All right, pile number 2. So what this really says to me is one of your hidden talents is the ability to persevere, because we have some really serious, I would say almost painful cards represented here. We have the 5 of Cups, which to me is like a tortured soul that is just living in victimhood and feels very much let down by the experiences of their life and has a really hard time seeing beyond that. However, because we have it paired with the 8 of Cups, I actually feel like you are someone that has probably had a very hard life. I don't think that your experiences have been easy. I don't think that things have just been been handed to you, pile number 2. But because of these experiences, you're a fighter. You're not a victim. You are a survivor. And because of that, you have so much more compassion and love to give to others. And so one of your hidden talents is the talent of perseverance. Because you have experienced much, you know how bad it can be. And so because of that, it's like your threshold for like tolerance is so much higher than other people that have not experienced things as hard. So this is actually a blessing, pile number 2. A lot of the experiences that you have had are because you were meant to wake up in this lifetime faster than others, because you are part of the ascension. You are someone that is meant to help wake other people up. Spirit is telling me that you are someone that might be a light worker. You might be someone that communicates with the astral realms. You might be someone that you have a natural talent, especially because we have 2 cards with the number 8, and 8 is actually the hidden house. 8 is also ruled, or Scorpio rules over the 8th house, and Scorpio is the hidden house, the occult, the mystical, the psychic, just the 8th house is just more in the shadows. It's the shadow aspect of self. And so I really feel like you're someone that has been on this lifelong journey of really learning to master the shadow self and become part of it, to integrate the shadow part of you. And so one of your talents is actually helping other people do that. And you honestly are probably extremely wise. I feel like you're someone that you're not book smart. I'm not hearing that. What I'm hearing is that you are extremely street smart, I guess you could say. You are someone that you know a lot about life because you've experienced so much life really early on. And because of that, you are so much wiser to the matrix. You are so much wiser to what is actually going on here on this planet, in this weird dimension we found ourselves in. And you're someone that came here to actually help people navigate it. And that's a big talent for you. Now, I also feel like we do have a little bit of the artist coming out, because the 5 of Cups to me, in terms of talents that you're not privy to, this to me is the tortured artist. This is someone that maybe you have a very deep soul, shall we say. You have a lot of depth to you, and sometimes those thoughts torture you because you are so highly sensitive to the things that you've experienced and that you see in others, that it can often come up as torture, but you make such beautiful things because of it. You have more compassion, more empathy, and you are able to create from this place and make things that speak to other people. I really feel like this is a big helper reading. Like, you are someone that actually maybe delights in helping other people. You are not necessarily in this life to be completely self-serving. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean don't be selfish, don't take time out for you, and don't take care of you. But I do feel like you are someone that one of your hidden talents is to care for, nurture, and to teach. I'm hearing teacher as a big part of this reading, pile number 2. Especially because with the 8 of Cups over here, we also kind of have this like wise old man is the image that I'm seeing there, that normally I feel like the 8 of Cups talks a lot about feeling like the grass is greener and maybe not like having a good understanding. But I actually feel like the energy of this card, this is why I always say when I'm talking about how to learn tarot to all of you beautifuls, is I'll say things like, you can throw the guidebook for tarot in the trash. Like, you don't need it. And different decks and different cards, even though there might be symbols that are similar, many of the meanings just translate differently, especially if you're an intuitive reader the way that I am, or you use like contacting other spirits or your spirit guides to translate those readings like a channel, basically. So I do feel like with this 8 of Cups, I'm actually getting more wisdom than anything. And it's like, I feel like you're also someone that doesn't really prefer to be around people. Even though you love helping others, it's like you also feel extremely tortured by other people. You don't necessarily like getting close to people. I feel like because you've had such terrible experiences, man, pile number two, I really feel like you have been through it in this life. And it makes you kind of weary of the connections that you'll make. But one of your hidden talents, pile number two, is to overcome. Because you know how to overcome and persevere so much, this is something that can be overcome as well. And you will be able to make deeper connections with others because of that. You're a fighter, pile number two. You are definitely a fighter. I mean, we even have that depicted here with our Nine of Wands. You are somebody that will battle for yourself if you have to. And I feel like, yeah, you have a multitude of talents, especially in terms of self-growth. I feel like you are definitely on the path of healing because you are meant to heal others. That's what it is. It's like, excuse me, you have a natural talent for healing. Now, we also have number 21, which condenses to 20, or which condenses to 3. The divine feminine. The frequency of the divine feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect to our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation. So I also feel like you're someone that you haven't allowed the world to make you tough. Because of all of the things you've experienced, you kind of could have gone one of two ways. You could have come out really, really hard and tough, but you've actually done something that not many people can do, pile number two. You have actually allowed yourself to remain soft. And that's not easy, especially with the things that I'm seeing and feeling and hearing that you have been through. It's hard to remain soft when you have experienced the worst that life has to offer sometimes. And you actually have a divine gift for remaining soft, compassionate, and empathic, even though life has thrown very serious curveballs at you. And that is a gift. That is a gift and a talent in and of itself. You could have chosen to shut down, to shut off, to close off your emotions, to close off your healing journey and just remain bitter and angry. But your natural talent to remain soft has actually served you really well, or it will serve you really well if you don't feel that you're currently tapped into it. Now, we also have number 44, universal love, which usually when there's a double number, especially numbers 11, 22, and 33, you don't condense those down. 44, I'm personally hearing from spirit that we should not condense this down, even though it's not necessarily a master number. But this one says universal love. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. So this, I feel like, really kind of goes in tandem with divine love, because this universal love, we cannot have universal love without divine feminine. We need that energy to experience universal love. And this is you again. Universal love is, to me, a big part of the healing frequency as well. Because when we come to understand that everything is love, that love is the highest vibration of that which we can exude and what we can channel. Love is the highest vibration we can give and be. And it is where pure downloads come in. It is where healing happens. It is where your connection with others, the deep connections, not just the connections that's like you're an acquaintance, but like the connections that you feel like you have connected with somebody that you've known their soul for thousands of years. Universal love to me is what brings you together with that person. And you are someone that you have the ability to both exude, be, and tap into that universal love. I really do feel like pile number 2, this is the pile of the healer for sure. And that doesn't mean that you're going to, like, healing can come out in so many ways. I believe that what I'm doing right now is healing work. You know, it doesn't have to be energy work. It can be literal healing work. It can be the talent and the role of a doctor. It can be energy healing. It can be using your voice to create things that heal others. It can be, healing goes down so many different avenues. Now we also have the card Libra, I balance. And we also have Taurus, I have, but we have this in the reverse. So I actually feel like pile number 2, you maybe also haven't come from much, meaning I don't feel like your background was, I don't think, I think you actually appreciate things more because you have not come from having a lot. And you've actually had to learn how to allow yourself to receive good things, receive money, receive presents. Like that is something that hasn't been easy for you, especially when we have it in the reverse like that. You've had to make room for allowance. And with Taurus, I also feel like you don't require much. Like, I guess if I could speak from personal experience here, I'm a bougie hoe. Like, I openly admit to that. I like nice things. I'm a Taurus sun and moon. I like nice things. I have a knack and a taste for finer things in life. I can't even explain it. Somebody could hand me a pile of things, and I somehow, without knowing, will pick the most expensive thing in the pile. Like, I have just like a natural talent for just liking really high quality, nice things. You could call that a talent, I suppose. And I do feel like to keep me happy, I tend to be a little more on the materialistic side of things. Now, that doesn't bleed into everything. I'm not really into designer. It's not, I do feel like I have a limit to a degree, but I am somebody that I feel like to upkeep me in a way that makes me really happy and feel like I can thrive, I require more. But I feel like you are someone, and that doesn't mean that you won't have more. It doesn't mean that you will not have nice things. It means that you are happy with very little. It is easy to make you happy. And I feel like this is actually a gift because, like I was saying, for myself, I feel like I require so much more. I require like quality and quantity. And I definitely think that I struggle with what is called the hedonic treadmill. And if you're unfamiliar with this, Spirit is telling me to teach you. So the hedonic treadmill is this concept that basically every time you receive something, you will always want more. Meaning, let's say that you become a millionaire and you take yourself on this really nice vacation and you have the partner, the car, the house, etc., 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 but then you still want more. It's like every time you reach a new level, you want more. And we call it the hedonic treadmill because it is this treadmill that just never stops. It's this vicious cycle of just wanting more, getting more, and then wanting more. And it's because usually people that are susceptible to the hedonic treadmill, they are not actually happy with themselves. And so they're always looking for something outside of themselves that will make them happy. And you are someone that is not you. You actually recognize, and that is a natural talent that you have. You recognize that happiness has to come from within, not from without. And so I said, that doesn't mean that you won't have nice things. It doesn't mean that you won't accumulate things in life. And in fact, having a Taurus card, period, to me tells me that you will. But you are someone that you don't require it. It's like a happy coincidence. It's something that it's like, wow, this is so awesome. I'm so grateful. And because you aren't so attached to the physical, these things will actually come to you even easier. So you also, I feel like, have a natural talent for manifestation because of that. Now, everybody has the ability to manifest their desires. We're all doing it constantly. But I feel like things actually flow to you a little bit easier because you don't have as much attachment. That's the word I've been looking for. You don't have attachment, pile number 2. Now with Libra, I balance. I also feel like you are really good at playing quote unquote devil's advocate. You're really good at when people bring you a situation, you want to hear both sides of the story. You don't just want their side of the story before you try to assist or make any kind of judgment call. You're somebody that wants to balance the scale. You are fair. And that is a talent in and of itself. Some people, when they hear a side of the story, like, it's kind of like that saying, like, if your friend doesn't like someone, then you immediately don't like them. I feel like you actually don't have that in you. You are someone that even if your friend tells you an atrocious story about someone, you recognize that there's probably trauma in that person and they're doing things a certain way because they are running around like a wounded inner child, like the wounded inner child that they have and possess. and you see beyond that. So you're able to be more fair, more open, more understanding, and it's beautiful. Now, the last two cards that we have for your hidden talents pile number 2, we have She Who Nurtures, Colette, Empathy, Gentleness, and Insight. Literally, what did I just say? You have empathy. And because you also don't require much, I also feel like you are more generous with what you have, which some people are not like that. That is a natural gift and a natural talent, just being generous. I'm also hearing that many of you that chose this pile might be Virgos or have major Virgo placements or 6th house placements in your birth charts. So I'm not sure if that's the case for all of you, but some of you for sure with that generosity coming through. And we also have Consia, I think is how you say this. Beautiful card. I'll show you in a moment. She Who Whispers, Secrets, Confessions, and Confidant. So this is kind of what I was saying. I feel like with the Libra card that we pulled out, you are also able to keep other people's secrets. You're not going to blab to everyone what somebody tells you in confidence. And because of that, it makes you a valuable person to talk to. Like you, I feel like are so interesting. Pile number 2, you need to hit me up because I feel like you are someone that has experienced so much life that literally you also just like are a gifted storyteller. I'm hearing some of you need to go out there and start writing your memoirs because you are a gifted storyteller. You have so much experience to teach other people that you need to get it out there. And like, even if it's just like blogging, it doesn't have to be like a book format. I'm hearing that many of you need to actually write, but that is all that I have for you, pile number 2. I hope this message reached you well. I love you so, so, so much. Please do not forget to claim your blessing. If you want any of these cards, they are all listed down below for you in the order that they appear. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Kloee Taylor. And lastly, if you feel called to do so and the message resonated, I do have tip links down below. I have a Cashapp, Venmo, and pen pal. See, pile number 2, you need to hit me up. Spirit was like, tell them to be your pen pal. PayPal. And I don't expect that from you. It's not an expectation, but if you feel called to do so and you are able, I do appreciate it. I do pour all of that back into what we're creating here on this channel. I was recently able to pick up new candle holders for us because of you. So thank you so much. Many of the decks that are here are also from you too. So thank you so much for those of you that are able to do that. I do appreciate it. And I will talk to you all again very soon. I love you all so much. Bye. Hello there, pile number 3. If you chose this pile, this is going to be your hidden talents revealed to you from Spirit. And first and foremost, before we jump into the cards, we always do on my channel an intention candle. So if you chose this pile, you chose the blue candle, and blue candles actually represent the emotions. They represent water signs, which is going to be Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, because blue candles also represent water in general as an element. So if you chose this, you might be that sign. You might be wanting to attract that sign. You might be somebody who needs more emotional clarity, emotional balance, or maybe you just want to feel more. I feel like I'm actually hearing from Spirit that some of you have been very much in the work, grind, hustle, and you actually haven't been making enough time and space for you to flow. You've kind of been doing a lot of force and not enough flow. And so I feel like for many of you, you may want to set intention for that. Now, you don't have to set intention for any of those things. You could choose whatever you want to. Those are just simply some suggestions based off of the candle color. Now, go ahead and choose something that you want to bring into your life. It could be a physical material item, a person, a conversation, a feeling, a vacation, whatever it is that you want to bring into your life at this time. And go ahead, once you have that, just put your hand over your heart, and we're going to take a deep breath in on that intention together. So we're going to go in through the nose and out through the mouth, and I'm going to do it with you. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath on that intention. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and light this. And oh my goodness, that almost went out. This happened to pile number 2 as well. I actually am really hearing from spirit that if you watch this pile, pile number 2 might be one that you want to listen to as well. I think these two piles might be a little bit linked. So that does happen in my readings sometimes. So if you felt called to it initially, definitely check that one out too. But I will say from the candle flame, this flame almost went out before it lit pretty big. So what that really says to me is kind of like pile number 2, you maybe are about to give up. You are at a point of just wanting to give up on your dreams, your goals, your manifestations. You might be in a place where you're feeling like nothing you're doing is working. And I'm here to tell you, and this beautiful spirit energy is here to tell you that you are literally right on the edge of a breakthrough. This is about to change for you because we have a pretty substantial candle flame going now. And usually when that happens with the candle flame, that's what it's trying to tell us is like, don't give up now. The best is really right around the corner. You're right at the end of like this tough period and you're going to be coming into a breakthrough. So we're just going to move that up over here and we're going to get into your reading pile number 3, excuse me. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and see hidden talents wise what we've got. So we have the Queen of Pentacles for you. We have the Magician. We have the Three of Wands. And we have the Four of Cups. All right, so first and foremost, the first thing I want to say with the Queen of Pentacles here, one of your hidden talents, pile number 3, might be that you have a strong potential to both be a nurturing, loving parent or partner, but also run an at-home business because that is a huge symbol of the Queen of Pentacles. I'm also hearing that many of you also might be Virgos. That also happened in pile number 2. Queen of Pentacles energy to me is very much Virgo energy, and it's being a loving, kind, nurturing person that nurtures those around them and has like good relationships, but also manages an at-home business extremely well. Like you do it all. You're very methodical and detail oriented, and I'm hearing that that is a big gift you have. You actually have the gift of organization. And one of your talents is in organizing. You maybe are someone that potentially could create a planner and sell it, or be somebody that does like bullet journal setups for a living, or has like a sticker shop or something along those lines. I'm hearing that one of your talents is in organization. We also have the Magician, which the Magician is extremely powerful to me in terms of talents because it literally to me says that you're a jack of all trades. You are someone that has so many different trades. And I'm not just talking like you have a little talent here, a little talent here. When you put them all together, like you could do something really cool. It's like, no, you literally have so many interesting, fascinating trades that you can do and hidden talents, and like you can do anything, literally. You are someone, because you have such high potent potential, you literally can create any kind of business you want to, and you will literally be the monopoly on that business. Like you, for example, gosh, I feel like this was my pile. I feel like every time I do a pick a card, there's always a pile that's for me. I feel like this one was my pile. With the Magician, for an example for you, I myself, yes, I am a content creator. However, there's a lot of work that goes into that. There's understanding cameras, there's understanding spirituality, tarot cards, expanding my education. There's understanding photography, photo editing, audio editing. There's understanding all kinds. Like there are so many specialties that go into doing what I do specifically. And that's not a brag by any means. That's just me trying to give you an example that like, I'm literally a one-woman show. Like I don't have an assistant. I don't have anybody that helps me do what I do, but I'm all over the place. Like I do every single aspect of what I'm doing. And I feel like because I have 10 years of experience in this industry, I'm pretty good at it. Like not necessarily like the tarot card reading and stuff, that's all channel. That's like, but all of the business aspect side of things, that's all me. Like I'm self-taught and everything. I didn't go to school for those things. And I feel like that's really what this is saying to me is your talents are so great and so many, and you have such a drive to accomplish things that you can literally do anything. Your talents are extremely great. You don't even need anybody else to help you. You literally can do everything on your own. And now, granted, I do think there comes a point sometimes when you get so large that you maybe want to hire and help. But I'm telling you right now, you have the talent to literally see things through to the finish line and be organized, methodical, detail-oriented about it, and also to teach yourself. I'm hearing a lot of like self-learned, self-taughts. You have the ability to learn, if you don't already know, everything you need to make this a reality. I also feel like many of you just need to hear that chose this pile. You are meant to be your own boss. You are meant to work from home. You are not meant to go out and work a 9 to 5. This pile is very much about being at home, creating your own lifestyle. Now, we also have the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands to me says that your imagination is one of your hidden talents. Don't get me wrong, we all have imagination, but for you, pile number 3, you are someone that potentially is going to actually create something brand new, something that no one is doing, something that no one has seen before. You might do something similar, but because you have a way of doing it, your imagination runs so differently that you're going to bring a new element in that no one has ever seen. It's this like beautiful imagination. And I feel like some of you actually need to hear right now that you're also kind of scared. Like you've had really good ideas and you haven't seen them through in the past. And you're afraid that you don't have what it takes to see it through. And you do. That's actually one of your hidden talents, is you have the ability to see it through. You know, there's this thing that I have actually heard before. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it basically has to do with this. Everybody has a point where they tend to give up or things get hard for them. And some people, they don't even get started. Like that's their problem. Or some people get 90% done and then they just can't finish that 10%. Or some people get 30% of the way in and then they give up. Some people get 50% of the way in and they give up. Everybody has this like breaking point, and some people can push past it. And you are that one of those people that you have the ability, no matter how hard, how long, whatever it is, you have the ability to persevere, to push past, especially in business. I feel like whatever business you set out to create with this, you will be successful because you have a drive like I've never seen. Now, we also have the Four of Cups, and what this says to me in terms of hidden talents is you are also someone that you have the ability to see the silver lining in everything. You have, because with this little cup like floating out here and all these cups surrounding, I love this deck. This deck I feel like reads so differently to me than all of my other Rider-Waite-Smith decks, but it's like you have the ability to make something positive out of anything. Even when something goes wrong for you, it's like, oh, plot twist. All right, cool. Let's roll with it. You have the ability to really transform everything into a positive experience. And that is a gift, being able to get knocked down and knocked down and knocked down, but you still keep getting up. Like you get knocked down 100 times, you're getting up 101 times. And that is a gift. Many people do not possess that. Many people will give up at like the 3rd time getting knocked over. You will always continue to push. And you don't even just continue to push and make it hard on yourself. You actually see the positivity in this. You see the growth in it. You have a very, like, one of your hidden talents is you have a growth mindset. You do not have a fixed mindset about life. You want to continuously grow. You see everything as a learning experience. Like your mind is very much in the right place. Now we also have number 22, which is a master number. Divine Masculine. Oh my gosh, you definitely need to check out pile number 2. I think pile 2 was the one that had the Divine Feminine card, but you have Divine Masculine. The frequency of Divine Masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideals into form with kindness and wisdom. So this is literally what I'm talking about. Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine is the drive. Divine Masculine is the drive by which we bring things into being. You know, the divine feminine is very flow, very things will come to me naturally and easy. Divine masculine is force. Divine masculine says, I'm going to go out and make it happen. I'm going to go get it for myself. And that is definitely the energy that you exude. Now we also have Earth, number 24. Also 22, you do not condense down. It's a master number. 24 condenses down to 6. Again, I'm telling you, many of you are Virgos that chose this pile because 6 is the number that represents a Virgo. Virgo rules over the 6th house. And Virgo is also an earth sign, and this is the earth card. So the frequency of earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our great mother and revealing the more ethereal spiritual aspects of our nature. So this is absolutely stunning. I want to read that one more time. Hold on. The frequency of earth activates our deep connection to the physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our great mother and revealing the more ethereal spiritual aspects of our nature. So what I love about this is I feel like you kind of got a balance. You didn't get the divine feminine card, but the earth card is to me an aspect of the divine feminine because it talks about our mother earth and how we are deeply connected to her and how also bringing things into the earthly plane in general. You know, there are many people that they use their imagination, which again, you do have a natural talent for. But the thing is, you might have things in your imagination, but you are somebody that knows how to bring them into the physical. Many people do not have that gift of being able to imagine something up, but then see the steps that they need to take in order to bring it into the physical reality. So that is definitely something that you possess, pile number 3. Now we also have Scorpio, I transform. So I do feel like many of you also could be Scorpios, especially because you chose the blue candle for water signs. And we also have Cancer, I feel. And with Cancer, I feel, these are 2 water signs here. With Cancer, I feel, and Scorpio, I transform. I feel like you are someone that has a really wonderful balance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine because number 1, Scorpio with I transform. Transformation, okay, when we talk about, especially in business, because I feel like this reading is very much revolving around a lot of like at-home business and creating your own. And with I transform, this is very much a divine masculine way of going into business. This is, I will transform myself into what a customer needs me to be. Now, I feel is kind of more like the divine feminine because divine feminine in business says, I'm going to be exactly who I am and the customers will come to me. So you have this really beautiful balance and a gift of you are constantly up-leveling yourself, your mindset, your tools, even in business. I feel like this is definitely very much you using your intuition to decide when upgrades need to happen and when they don't. And also transforming throughout the journey. You are constantly someone that is working to improve upon yourself, your craft, and your skills. So even though you may start somewhere, with your growth mindset, you constantly are up leveling. You constantly are asking yourself what you could do more to make this even better. And I love that. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful way. It's what's going to keep you in the game, quote unquote, the game, and ahead of, I guess, everyone else. It's going to keep you in a constant flow of being really good at what you do because you don't just think you're good at one thing and then stay there. You constantly are making what you're doing better. Now we also have your final 2 cards. We have Orchid, Flourish, Prosper, and Blossom. And we also have Pearl, Empower, Uplift, and Elevate. So this is she who rises up. This is she who thrives. So this is kind of like what I just said with she who thrives. This is, to me, like you will constantly be in that state of thriving. I mean, don't get me wrong, growth is not linear. And I think that's something that we need to normalize as a people. Growth is not linear. It does kind of do little pitfalls sometimes, but for the most part, because you are able to see the silver lining in everything, you will thrive at every moment. You will turn it into a moment of thriving. And she who rises up, again, this is you getting knocked down 100 times, but getting back up 101 times. You are a highly self-motivated individual. I can see that. I can feel that. Like I'm reading these cards and I feel like I need to go like run around the block before I do pile number 4, because I'm like so amped up by all the energy that I'm feeling. Like you all are really trying to build something important and you have a natural talent for doing so. And if any of this reading you feel like, no, I don't want to be a business owner, like that sounds like too much, this was definitely not it, I'm here to tell you that you have limiting beliefs around this, and Spirit wants you to start working on that, because you are somebody that has the ability to thrive. It is not beyond you. Like, I feel like many people, I'm feeling like I have this high energy from a lot of you. And then I also have this like gut punch coming from a few of you where it's like, no, like I'm never going to do that. I can't do that. I can't interact with people. I don't have any talents. I can't. But is it a can't or is it a won't? And this is your like door now to open at this time to start exploring more of yourself and understanding where those beliefs came from, because I guarantee you they're not yours. They were put there by somebody else who didn't believe in you. And I'm here to also tell you, without it being too corny, that I definitely believe in you. And you have the potential and the capacity to be, do, feel, have anything that you want to in this life. Anyways, that is all I have for you, pile number 3. Please do not forget to claim your blessing. I also link all of the cards down below in the order they appear if you want to get them for yourself. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Kloee Taylor. And if you feel called to do so and this is resonating with you, I do have tip links down below for Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal. I do accept tips for my readings. Many of you actually ask when I've done videos where I don't put that, and I get a lot of people who ask. So I've just started putting it in all of my videos. So there are links for that. Again, if you feel called to do it, it is not an expectation. I don't expect it, but I do appreciate it. Much of what I do and have now is because of you, and I want you to know that I deeply appreciate those of you that are able to or feel like you feel called to do that. We've purchased many decks that are out here today because of that, and we even just got new candle holders because of that. So I love you all so much. Please remember that when you stand up in your authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same, and I will catch you all again soon. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 4, and welcome to your hidden talents. I was going to say letting them be known to you by Spirit, but that came out so weird. But if you chose this pile, this is the pile where you are going to learn about your hidden talents from Spirit. So if you're new to my pick of cards, the first thing that we always like to do in every single pile is we set an intention candle together. And if you chose this pile, you chose one of the 2 pink candles. And pink candles actually do represent self-love. They represent the planet Venus. And Venus, if you did not know, is the ruler of Taurus and Libra. So you may also be one of those signs or have heavy placements of those 2 signs in your astrological charts. Pink candles are just a very like soft, loving. They are, to me, love. Like if I was ever going to recommend burning a love candle, I would honestly recommend a pink candle over a red candle personally. I just feel like pink is softer, gentler. It's, to me, a little bit younger too somehow. It's like young love, but like in a beautiful way, not in a naive way. And if you would like to, you can choose to set an intention based off of those things mentioned, or any intention that you desire. You do not have to go by the color candle, but basically you just want to choose something that you want to bring into your life. This could be a physical item, a vacation, a person, potentially a conversation, whatever it is that you feel like you would like to have in your life at this time. Or maybe you just want to offer this one up as gratitude to your spirit guides. Maybe you're content with where you are right now, and this candle is actually going to be an offering for you. But whatever that might be, go ahead and choose something, and we're just going to put our hand over our hearts, and we're going to take a deep breath on this intention together. So I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, and we're going to do it together. So just keep that intention in mind, and let's go ahead. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and light this for you. I feel like all the candles really started out kind of small today. Like all of the wicks, I don't trim the wicks on purpose because I feel like they give us a more true what the candle would be like. And this one didn't almost burn out like a lot of the others today, but it still... it definitely started out small and got bigger. So I do feel like right now that to me is an indication that your manifestation is going to be coming in a little bit slower, not necessarily lightning quick, but it is still a strong, healthy flame today. I feel like every single candle in all of the readings today was a strong flame. And trust me, I have seen some weak flames in my day, but I do feel that all of the flames today have been pretty strong. So it's a good indication that your manifestation will be coming in. And I like to put the flame, the candle, up over in the corner of our reading, so you can see it throughout the reading too. And sometimes the flame will actually interact with us. Like right now it's wiggling around, there's no draft in here, it's just moving around a little bit. So I actually feel that when I started speaking, I keep stumbling over my words. Are many of you having that problem right now? Because I feel like I'm channeling your energy. If you've been like all over the place today, I feel like I'm channeling that. My throat even like caught when I was speaking, and I almost coughed like not even 30 seconds ago. And I just feel like many of you are not speaking your truth right now. That usually is a strong indication of a throat chakra, like something's going on with the throat chakra. So I just want to let you know that I feel you, I hear you, I see you. And let's go ahead and get into this reading and see if that actually has something to do with what's going on here. So let's go ahead, pile number 4. Let's see what your hidden talents are. So we have the Queen of Swords. That is so interesting based on what I just said. We have the Emperor. We have the Four of Wands. And we also have the Two of Cups. How funny. Because I also said like young, innocent love. Oh my gosh, this is weird. I didn't look at these cards before I started reading. So the Queen of Swords, though, many of you actually have a gift in speaking your truth. Like you are somebody that is a master boundary setter, and a big hidden talent for you that maybe you haven't come fully into yet. I'm hearing that many of you actually feel like you have been silenced, maybe even like generationally. It's just something that has been passed down. And you are actually someone here that is meant to break those. You are somebody that is going to change that for the generations to come. You are someone that is like, silence no more. You will hear me. Here's the boundary. Don't cross it. Like the Queen of Swords is someone that is a master boundary setter, and people take her seriously because she's wise. She's wise, and her word is her weapon. Like you definitely have a way with words. I feel like that's why I was having throat problems in the beginning of this video, is I feel like a big gift that you have is actually in your throat. Like you have a way with speaking in particular. Not necessarily singing. I'm not hearing that. I'm definitely hearing speaking. You have a speaking voice that is powerful. We also have the Emperor, and I also feel like many of you also have a natural talent for changing your body, is what I'm hearing, because the Emperor actually corresponds to Aries, and Aries to me is our like bodybuilder. They are the ones that are a little bit more high-strung energy, and you, I feel like, have a natural gift or talent to morph your body. And that means like you can either naturally manifest different features, or you also just know how to like this is a true thing. I am someone that born handicapped. I have never taken a physical education class in my life. Ever. I've never had to. I always got written out of it by doctors as a kid. And that's something that, at least in America, you do have to normally take. And so I don't know anything about physical education. I don't know diddly about morphing my body in any kind of way, at least physically. And I feel like you're someone that actually has a natural talent for that. Like, you know how to target certain muscles, you know how to move your body in a certain way that gets you results. And you're someone that's just really naturally good at that. That is a natural talent that you have. Like, you seem to always intuitively know what needs to be done. Some of you may actually want to be personal trainers. Now, I'm also hearing with the Four of Wands here that you also are someone that you are really good at celebrations. You're really good at parties. And I don't mean like, oh, you're good at partying. No, I mean, maybe, but you're really good at being like the life and the vitality of a party. You're really good at making everyone feel comfortable, making sure everyone has a good time. You're really into celebrating the achievements of others. And I think that's because you yourself know how to celebrate yourself too. That is another hidden talent that you have. You also just know how to celebrate others. Now, with this Two of Cups, this is really interesting because I feel like with hidden talents, this is like, I think pile number 1 also had something similar. So if you were debating between the 2 pink candle piles, definitely check out the other one, which I think it was pile number 1. Sorry, it's been a long day. But with the Two of Cups, and oftentimes when I channel messages like this, like sometimes you all will comment things, but because I'm channeling, I don't remember what I've said all the time when I'm done. And I'll be like, oh, did I say that? Like, so yeah, it's been a long day, but I know that that was something that was in pile number 1 as well. Is that there was definitely this, like, you having a partner alongside you actually helps you bring out your talents even more. And I want to reiterate this. This doesn't mean that you're not whole and complete on your own, because you absolutely are. But working alongside a partner might just help those talents flourish because they will be even more supported. Because the Two of Cups is normally a partnership with 2 people, especially in terms of love and relationships. Now, something else though that I'm seeing here is we do have this, this like 2 intertwined, I think they're snakes. Let me look at this. Okay, they're not, you can't see like the heads of them. And I know what the symbolism normally means in tarot, but right now, what I heard when I saw that symbol back there, it's, you have a natural talent also for healing, because this is almost like a medical symbol. And in that, I feel like you are someone that is like a holistic healer, though. You are not somebody that is necessarily like, maybe you are going into the medical field and that's a part of your natural given talents, but many of you are really good with just holistic health. You seem to know like what herbs correspond where. You have this natural gift at helping to heal others on a physical level, not just necessarily an energetic level. This is like physical healing. I feel like this reading is very physical, with the Emperor being present as well. I'm also hearing that many of you might be Aries that chose this pile, because Aries, the energy of Aries kind of came out as well. So we also have for you number 11. Some of you, 11 might be your lucky number, I'm hearing. But we have a belief. The frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. So I feel that many of you actually have a very strong connection to the divine. You have one of your hidden talents is communicating with the divine, communicating with your spirit team, communicating with God, being able to channel and communicate. And this is like where your intuitive gifts come from. I'm hearing pile number 4 that some of you might just be really blessed with intuition. Now, that doesn't mean that not everybody is not blessed with that, but I feel like yours is natural. It's never shut down, because there is this process when we are growing and our minds are like little sponges when we're little. There is this process when we're growing that a lot of us will lose our natural ability to stay connected to the divine because it's kind of conditioned out of us, if I'm honest. And you, group number 4 or pile number 4, you have never really lost that sense. You have always had a belief in something beyond you, even if it's not religious of any caliber. You've always kind of believed in something outside of you. And because of that, you have like this faith, I feel like this faith in something beyond. And I want you to know, pile number 4, that is a talent. Not many people, like some people, that is one of their biggest struggles, is just believing in themselves and believing in the forces that be that are there to assist them. This can be a big manifestation blocker for a lot of people. And you are someone that you've never had to question that. You've always been very connected. And it's because when you incarnated on this planet, your soul contract, it was written in there that you would never lose this special connection. Ooh, I just got the chills. You would never lose this special connection, because many people do, and they have to kind of find it throughout their life, or some people never find it. It's not in their spiritual contract to find it again, not really. But you are someone that it was written for you, or you wrote it yourself potentially before this, that you would never lose that connection, because you did not know how you were going to make it through this life without that connection. And that was such a scary prospect to you that you made it to where you would never lose that. Now we also have Merkaba, and Merkaba is number 32, which we don't condense down number 11 because 11 is a master number, but 32 condenses down to 5, which also corresponds to Leo. I'm getting a lot of fire energy from this reading, so many of you might just be a fire sign, so that's going to be Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. But Merkaba says the frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to travel into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. I just got the chills again. I'm going to cry. Okay. I'm cool. You are just so connected, pile number 4. You are so connected to your previous, like you have never lost touch with other realms. You are somebody that is naturally gifted at astral travel. You, I feel like, are somebody that potentially is even a teacher on the astral plane. You're somebody that maybe even does healing on the astral plane. And you can actually learn in like the now how to do that, if that's something that's interesting to you. I don't personally teach that. I'm not an astral traveling expert. I'm sure I do astral travel when I sleep, but it's something that I have not worked to hone on my own, and it is not a natural gift, so I can't really advise you on that. But I know for a fact that there are psychics that like do that. There's one that I'm a part of her Patreon, and it's like one of the best things I've ever signed up for. She goes by the Bougie Psychic if you pull her up on Patreon. She's incredible. This is not sponsored or anything. I just know that she does that. She does things on the astral plane to heal people. And that's something that I'm hearing might be a possibility for you as well. That could be, you would be naturally inclined to do it. The reason I was like, whoa, is it's just so, I don't look at these cards before I read these. And that was like, I don't believe in coincidences either, but it just, you literally are so connected to where you've come from. It's like, this isn't even home for you. Where you are now in this dimension is not even home for you. You are always longing for home, most likely. And you have such a strong spirit. That's really what I'm feeling. Like you have such a strong spirit about you, pile number 4. And you are literally able, like this card literally says that you're able to travel to other dimensions because of that. Because you have such a strong spirit and a strong will of like, it's almost like you didn't want to come here, but you knew that you had to. And you like needed to fulfill some kind of experience, but you wanted to not necessarily make it easier on yourself, but that was like the agreement that you had to agree upon, was like, I have to be able to still have this connection, or there's no way I'm going to fulfill this. There's no way I'm going to have the full experience that I want to. And so I was not expecting that kind of message today. That was a lot. Oh my gosh, this reading is like too perfect. Okay. So we also have the first house, the body. And we also have the ninth house, faith. That's literally what this entire reading has been about for the most part. The body, like I said, you have a natural talent for shaping your body. You're like a natural shapeshifter. And even if you're someone that you're like, I don't even like moving my body, I don't like exercising, like that's not the point. You also have the natural gift and talent to literally transform your body with your mind. And that is something that people can do. And we also have the ninth house, which is faith, which I literally just said that faith might be like, you've never lost that. You've never lost your sense of faith in something else. And a lot of people, like I said, do, based on things that they go through in life. Like, you've just never lost it. And with the first house and the ninth house, the first house is not Aquarius. The first house is Aries. Aries rules over the first house, and the ninth house is Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules the ninth house. So that's why I said I think many of you might actually be fire sign placements, whether that's sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars. Like, you have major fire energy in your birth chart for sure. And the last two cards that I have for you, pile number 4, there was really not much to elaborate with these two. I feel like I would just be repeating myself because that's just like, to me, a reiteration of what was already there. We also have She Who Creates, Sheila, creativity, originality, and spontaneity. So with spontaneity, I feel like much of what you decide to do, you are someone that doesn't get super bogged down or committed to a plan or an idea, that you are always able to kind of flex and like move with the universe. You're more flexible. You're more in a state of flow. You don't try to control every little outcome. And I think that's actually a really powerful gift that you have, pile number 4, because you are able to just go with the flow. Like, you let life kind of happen, and then you realize that your control is how you choose to react in any given situation. And then we also have Iris, She Who Changes, transformation, change, and enchantment. So I also feel that many of you that chose this pile, that's another thing, is you just have the gift of great transformation. Like, who you were yesterday is not who you are today. Who you were a year ago is not who you are today. And though that might be true on some level for everyone, for you, I feel like it is exceptional. You signed up for this lifetime to do many different lifetimes in one. And so you are going to see major transformation cycles in your life, but you're going to handle them with such grace because you know you have such this strong connection to the divine that you know that you're always taken care of. And I don't even need to say that to you because you already know. And this is so beautiful. Like, your talents are otherworldly, in my opinion. Like, this is beyond the normal, like, 5 senses. You have so much power to bring such a like different way of being to the world. I feel like many of you that chose this pile, you are the creators of the new earth. Like, I think I need to go ground after this one. Like, y'all really got me in my feels, pile number 4, okay? But I really love this reading for you. Please don't forget to claim your candle blessing. This candle is actually burning extremely tall right now. Like, it keeps skipping out. That's really cool. Spirit is definitely letting you know that it hears you. Don't forget to claim your candle blessing. And please, my beautiful friends, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Kloee Taylor. All of the decks that you see here today are listed down below in the order that they appear if you would like to get them for yourself. And lastly, I do have a tip jar available to you. I have my Cashapp, Venmo, and a PayPal available. If you feel called to send a tip, it is always appreciated. I pour it directly directly back into this channel that we're creating here. Many of the decks that you see were purchased because of that. Also, we just recently got new candle holders in because of all of you. So thank you so much for everything that you've given to me. I'm so beyond blessed and lucky. This tribe that we have built here really does mean everything to me. So it is never an expectation, but it is always appreciated. And please remember that when you stand up in your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. I love you so much, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye.